What's up, guys? Swift here, covering everything NFL draft related. I've been watching the day 2 practice film for about 8 hours off and on while having the conference championship games up on my TV. Good day of football. I hate to see the Bengals-Chiefs game end on a penalty, but today I'm breaking down day 2 of the East-West Shrine Bowl practices. I'm covering both teams in this video. We'll talk about the West first and then dive into the East, and then I'll give you my final thoughts, but let's get right into it. The biggest news for the West team was that Zay Flowers was on hand today. He didn't make a ton of plays, but his movement skills, speed, and acceleration are elite. I expect him to make a lot more plays over the next 2 days and be a big factor in the bowl game. I think there's a very good chance that Zay Flowers ends up being a first-round pick. The surprise of the West team's wide receiver group so far has been Jadakiss Bonds, who made the play of the day yesterday and made another one-handed snag today. He continues to impress me. Also, undersized speedster Demario Douglas looked very impressive today. He's another undersized receiver who has blazing speed, and DBs struggled staying with him today. Florida's Justin Shorter made a big catch to end practice. The wide receivers and DBs battled back and forth for much of the day on the west side, making for some good competition. On the offensive line, Ricky Stromberg continued looking great. He looked just as good day 2 as he did yesterday. He's a powerful player who has nice movement skills and athleticism. Stromberg's stock is rising as long as he continues playing like this. I love seeing good play from the centers, as it's a big weakness for the Bears. Guard Colby Sorsda, the guy who had the great block yesterday, had some awesome battles against Pittsburgh's rusher Paul Donato, and Sorsdal answered the call today, stonewalling Baldonado multiple times and looking great throughout the day. Sorsdal's a small school guy who caught my eye on day 1 and then picked up more momentum with a solid showing on day 2. Tackle Jackson Kirkland, who also made some good plays on day 1, had a second consecutive good performance today. Also on the offensive line, Antonio Mafi had some nice blocks today as well. Those were the 4 guys that were most impressive on the O-line for the West. I didn't mention the QBs much because honestly they haven't stood out. On the West team though, DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson from UCLA, has looked the best. Chase Bryce from Appalachian State has made some plays, but Illinois' Tommy DeVito has not looked good at all. He has struggled. On the defensive side of the ball for the West team, Brenton Cox Jr. again showed plenty of flashes and stood out. He has the athletic traits you look for and showed awesome hand usage today. He has looked impressive both days. Haba Baldonado made a couple more plays, and so did Harvard's Truman Jones. Both guys have looked pretty good at edge rushers, but the offensive line battled back today on the West team. Ohio State's Teron Vincent was an interior presence today. He looked the part and he was unblockable at times. And then cornerback from Minnesota, Terrell Smith, was sticky in coverage and broke up multiple passes today. It was a great day for him. Florida's safety Trey Dean, he continues looking impressive. He has fluid movement skills and he attacks the catch point. I like that dude. And then the last guy who made an impression for me on the West team was UAB corner Starling Thomas. He's a speedster and a competitor. I liked what I saw from him battling receivers today. And then moving on to the East team, A.T. Perry continues to be the man for this squad. He had a deep touchdown catch today that finally showcased his ability to take the top off a defense. If A.T. Perry runs a 4.4 40 or faster, this dude could easily go in the first round. Most mocks have him going in the 3rd right now. My man Knowledge Untamed has long touted A.T. Perry as the number 1 wide receiver in this entire draft class. If he continues playing like this, I wouldn't count him out. He looked like the best player on the field for the East team today. He continues reminding me a bit of A.J. Green. Another receiver that stepped up today was Jaden Hazelwood. He made a couple of big catches in team drills. Antoine Green from North Carolina made another fantastic catch on the sideline, but he only got 1 foot in. In the NFL, you need both feet, so I'm not counting it, but it was an impressive effort nonetheless on an errant throw. Tulsa running back Deneric Prince continues looking like the best running back on the field. I really like what he showed through 2 days. I'll be watching him more closely going forward. Tavion Thomas out of Utah actually fits very well with Prince as a change of pace back. He's smaller, shiftier, and a better receiver out of the backfield. It'll be fun to watch these two in the game together on Thursday. I want to mention the other running back on the East team, Jordan Mims out of Fresno State. He has just struggled. He doesn't look nearly as good as the other two. He failed to look special on runs, and he dropped an easy pass in the flat. So far, he's failed to take advantage of his opportunity. Juice Scruggs played well again on the offensive line. And then moving on to the defensive side of the ball, edge rusher B.J. Thompson from Stephen F. Austin. He showed incredible burst around the edge. He's 6'5", 238, and found himself in the backfield all day. The East team is loaded at D-tackle, though. Both Texas guys, Coburn and Ojoro, plus West Virginia's Dante Stills. Stills is a guy I'll be paying extra attention to. He's been the most disruptive force on either side of the ball through 2 days. And today on the East team, 2 other defensive tackles joined in on the wrecking fun. Wake Forest's Kobe Turner had some big plays, and so did Nebraska's O'Shawn Mathis. Both were seen in the backfield multiple times. And then Vandy backer Anthony Orji continued looking impressive. He has a nose for making big plays and is all over the field. He's the only sideline-to-sideline linebacker that's really stood out to me so far. And then probably the most impressive player for me in the secondary was corner Kytrell Clark from Louisville. He was great in coverage, but his biggest play was on a screen pass to Jalen Cropper, where Clark was able to fight through his block and hold Cropper for a loss. Also, San Jose State corner Nehemiah Shelton had an awesome pass breakup and was sticky in coverage all day. He is improving his draft stock. And then the last guy from the East squad was safety A.J. Finley from Ole Miss. He had 2 interceptions today in practice. He had a great day. I was watching this tape throughout the Eagles-49ers game, but it kept distracting me. But that game was nowhere near as good as the Bengals-Chiefs. We had some good football today. I will have tomorrow's practice report out much earlier. And then Tuesday, I'll be in the lab most of the day. We have the East-West Shrines final practice and the Senior Bowl's first practice, both on Tuesday. I'll have reports for both of those on Tuesday. Wednesday, I'll cover the Senior Bowl's second practice. And then Thursday, we have the Senior Bowl's final practice and the actual Shrine Bowl game on Thursday night. And then finally, we get to the Senior Bowl on Saturday. I will be live for that one on YouTube. It's going to be a busy week full of scouting. Should help me put together my positional rankings list for next week as well. Stay tuned, guys. Be sure to hit that like button for me. Make sure you are a subscriber. We're almost at 10,000. Once I hit that, I'll be dropping a couple special videos as well, including one with a custom song made by my boy Stax. Stay tuned, guys, and until next time, bear down!